Did you send in a memo? You did.
Hey, all right. Hey, everybody. We are streaming some Terra Mystica here with an all-player commentary. I have the usual Lumen and Mike with us, but CS scheduling is getting trickier and trickier, and so today we have Chris Ho doing his best impersonation for us. Hey, everybody.
Morning.
Hey, Rainier, how you doing?
Good morning, everyone.
All right.
Honored to join you gentlemen today.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you too. It should be a good one.
Absolutely.
Anybody who's actually listening, because I'm doing slightly different audio than normal, it looks like it's a tad loud. I've just adjusted it, but if anybody's having issues with mics, obviously speak up in the chat so I can hopefully do this fairly well. And otherwise, I think we agreed we're going to play Fjords, No Landscapes here. And yeah, I'm ready to go whenever.
Do it.
I've got to say, it's really nice to play one of these while in pajamas, not worried about how I look, no extra spotlight on.
That is nice. I went with the strategy of just throw on a hat and an old hoodie and don't care. But you know.
Okay, so I get the first seat. So should I talk us through what I see here, or what's going on?
Yeah,
Sure.
go ahead.
Okay, we got TPs into dwellings round 5-6, which is usually pretty strong for scoring. Looking at round 4, usually you want maybe a sanctuary into water 1 at that point, in order to score a lot in that round 5 TPs. It's actually a track that I like quite a bit. Double cult rewards, so culty factions are going to like Earth and Air quite a bit, and some factions might try to do Stronghold in round 2, or like a Witches or something like that, or some factions may go right into that Sanctuary. Actually, kind of interesting here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these guys in right away. But for dwarves here, Sanctuary round 2 is pretty fun, and so I'm gonna put them in there.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of that analysis. As for past tiles, there's also quite a bit of scoring. There's no TP scoring, but that's fine. That's often the hardest one to leverage because you don't tend to build them until late. So, I mean, this game you're probably trying to build your trading post mostly in 5 anyhow. So, and then we still have the spade. We're missing a priest. We're missing cult steps. So cults are maybe a little more open than they otherwise would be. Dwarves are interesting on this map. Both ship tiles doesn't make me love them, but all the cult workers and cult spades is great for dwarves. So yeah.
Yeah, Chris, do you want to maybe give a quick estimation of how much you care about both ship tiles in the game? This is a topic that's frequently covered, but just doesn't hurt to cover again.
So I don't care too much about dwarves. I think that I don't care too much about the 2 ship tiles being in the game as dwarves. It means that 2 of your past tiles aren't as useful as others, but it's I really don't mind the shipping scoring being in there, because then you get on dwelling and stronghold sanctuary a little bit more than you might otherwise would. And then temp ship is just negates a little bit of dwarves very early game advantage, but I don't tend to be a player that jumps too often really early anyway. And so I just don't really, doesn't bother me too much, to be honest. I think in round 1 in particular, ostensibly 4th seat's going to take the spade. 3rd seat will take worker power in some cases, and then 2nd seat takes the 2 workers or something like that. Obviously, it totally depends on the factions that shake out, but dwarves having 6 coins to start is very strong, and if they get one of the other 3, they're even happier. So I think it's totally fine for dwarves at the very beginning of the game, and then as the game goes on, there's enough scoring on this track, and dwarves have enough innate scoring that it doesn't really matter to me that you might have access
Your
to
past
one
tiles
less
are
path
slightly
tile.
worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
I ultimately threw in nomads here, although I don't think they're necessarily the best. If I was doing this in pick order, I would be very tempted by Alchemist or Darklings, but I think we might still see them. But nomads can be fun on this map. It's a little hard to open temple as nomads and still get a round 2 stronghold, but that looks really strong here, I think.
Sure.
But we'll
Nothing.
see.
Nomads is super fun here. It's too bad the priest tile isn't here, because nomads starting on the priest tier and getting Priest to Earth or Priest to Fire is both very, very good because the early workers is fantastic for them, as well as the early Earth track. And so, perhaps even Nomads prioritizes taking a Priest power action at some point in rounds 1 or 2 over even the digs, which is not normal, but it's potentially reasonable in this setup.
We do
Mike
see,
with the Darklings.
yeah, we see Darklings, which is fair. I was kind of hoping for Alchemists like we had last week, but
Yeah, I figured we already saw them in Dwarves already, so let's switch it
Yeah,
up.
well, I mean, there's an argument that people saw them last week with me completely screwing them up.
Oh, Redemption
I
Alchemists.
don't think
yeah.
you completely screwed them up. I think we did just all overestimate how much track points there were.
Sure.
Which maybe is a slight issue here, but trading posts into dwellings is pretty good. But
I mean, the rounds do look better for Alchemist this game than they did last game.
yeah, it definitely looks
Round
like you
through
could
4.
hit. It definitely, I mean, we shouldn't talk too much about infections out here, but it did look like you could play a round 2 stronghold, round 4 sanctuary, tons of trading posts, tons of dwellings. So yeah, but oh well.
Next time.
Yeah, Darkling's always flexible, no matter the map, to varying degrees. But Fjords are definitely happy to have Darklings, or vice versa. I was thinking about Swarmlings. The big building pass tiles here. The ship scoring can be used by Swarmlings without endgame. The third final scoring from Fire and Ice. Swarmlings don't need to be big, so I was kind of wondering how 7 structures would do on this map.
Where are they with black in the game? I mean, I'm not saying it's not.
That's a very good point, right? I was thinking like the South continent and the one of the West continents. So
Swarmlings,
probably here
Swarmlings
and here.
I was gonna say, yeah, Swarmlings could start up here and have a lot of.
I kind of like the so again I don't have that much familiarity with this map necessarily, but it's not so much different to me than maybe Fire and Ice would be, right? Where you just abandon the stronghold right here. I think that's pretty interesting. Maybe you get through here, but I don't know, because ostensibly Nomads, Dwarves, Darklings start here, and then you get the massive Leech Party, right? Pretty cool.
Right. So in the end, I ended up going with the other blue faction. So mermaids do have some. I've said it a couple times in our Fjords games where I think mermaids with some temporary shipping can be fine on this map, and we haven't seen them on this map yet. The cults don't look good for them, but that's a small factor.
Played them a few games ago on here.
Yeah, I think we did, but it is.
Okay.
I agree. The cult income doesn't look great for mermaids, and the first 4 rounds don't look particularly good for mermaids. So my guess is they're going to be the 30 faction. I don't think they're like terrible, but
Right. And I do think Chris Ho has it with Dwarves being number 1 here. I am not sure how much I agree with the Sanctuary Open. I'm not sure I would go for it if I end up with Dwarves here.
I probably won't either, but it depends for sure. What I'm really trying to figure out here is I think dwarves get Earth, or not Earth 1, but I think dwarves will get Double Dig, maybe? I don't know, it's really hard. Like, I don't exactly know how these pastiles are going to break down, and my valuation of dwarves versus nomads actually depends a decent bit on who's getting Double Dig. Or mermaids, I guess.
Right. So I think that was one of the more interesting things that mermaids provide to this matchup compared to swarmlings is that, well, I guess not compared to swarmlings, but mermaids still can try for a 6-point round 1, 3 digs, depending on how well the starting spots shake up for them.
Yeah, it's tricky. Just catching up on chat, I agree. Mermaids could open temp ship, and well, I'm not sure. And then as for George, your comment, if Chris Ho's filling in for CS, he would have thrown Alchemist first. Maybe CS hasn't been on much of an Alchemist bend as late, but
he might have just thrown in Giants.
yeah. It's hard to say. But yeah, I don't really think Chris Ho is technically filling in. I think this series is evolving, and it's going to be a bit more of a rotating cast in the future. But we'll see exactly what it continues to look like. it's just been tough for us to have weekly with the original crew. Scheduling has just been increasingly difficult for us four. So
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
guess to cap off,
I'm really happy to fill in.
yeah, and obviously I think this is an awesome table to be at. But to comment on George's comment, you have to remember that CS just ignores the whole setup sometimes. So
yes, he is much more one of the auction can balance it out type people. The rest of us largely do seem to prefer to put in things we think tend to make sense and have good chances, which is certainly my preference as well. As for the bidding, I think the dwarves bids make enough sense. Although I'm with Chris Ho that I think the darklings are pretty close.
Yeah, I have dwarves about 5 points better than darklings. So that's it started coming down, and I'm gonna stick to that.
So
I'm also
I think
interested.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Luna.
I was just gonna say I find it to be closer to 8. 8's the estimation I've gone with so far in this auction. I think dwarves, they are risking connection due to mermaids being in the game. Specifically, dwarves are really going to need one of these 3 hexes in this continent, and if mermaids are here, darklings here, nomads here, I'm not exactly sure how this setup is going to break down, but that seems a little risky for dwarves. Other than that, if they can survive getting through a hex here, I really, really like dwarves on this map, and they don't have a color neighbor. So I think it needs to be treated differently than base map, and kind of in a more extreme way.
I think that's fair. As for chat, is Darklings going to go for a round 1 Sanctuary? I kind of doubt it. I do agree that they can take the 2 worker tile, and they probably could try, but when you have a digging, like, I don't know, like, maybe, I guess. The round 1 Sanctuary does have a lot of benefits during a digging round, because you often take Earth 2, Earth 1, and then get a huge influx of coins. But when round 2 event is just big building, I don't know for sure what we'll see from Darklings.
I think if I end up with
I think
darklings in this kind of situation, I take the big building tile just in case, because 2 workers is still great for darklings. And then based on how the leech goes, based on what I need to do on the map, I'll see what I want to do.
Yeah, I think no matter what here, I actually think the past tiles play out almost not necessarily forced, but I would be very surprised if it didn't go mermaids, spade, darklings, 2 workers, nomads, worker power, like the worker 3 power, and dwarves 6 coins. I would be really surprised if that's not what happened here, which makes the opening a little bit more predictable. But the one thing that I'm really not sure about actually is, as actually just starting spots. Like I think no matter what, almost dwarves start here and here, and darklings start here and here. And then so if Nomad starts here, then maybe Mermaids gets left out of this leech triangle. But then also maybe this happens and Mermaid starts here and tries to do kind of this town. So I don't have enough familiarity with the map to know exactly where Nomad's third dwelling is going either. But yeah, actually this actual kind of here, I'm going to put a tick on Nomads, but this is kind of where I saw the auction, 15, 20, 25, 30. Maybe that's not right, but that's kind of exactly where I saw the action ending, and I wonder if Rainier sees it the same way or not.
Here we go.
I'm
yeah, so
I'm pretty close to thinking mermaids are about right, but I think the other factions are. This is again one of my things I've been doing lately. I think I tend to view the 30 faction a little too favorably and ignore the really awkward things that can happen to them. And I think it's worth paying for the safer factions just a couple more points than I usually do, which is what I think I'm gonna do here. I think I'm still gonna tick most of the others down another point or 2.
yeah, that's totally fair.
The
I think
tough
this is
part
where I was
is
originally looking at it.
which one to tick down is my problem. I like
Yeah.
I do all of them are about the right value, I think.
Yeah, me too. I think they're all pretty close. And then the thing I worry about mermaids is this thing, but I guess no matter what, they're getting power anyway. They're still like very well situated, so it's not
Right.
like they're getting locked out of power. So never mind. I'm not that worried. I
And
don't
they
know.
should, if they just don't get a bunch of power round 1, I don't think that's gonna hurt mermaids too much. And so then I think you're still gonna get plenty of power in round 2 and 3 type stuff. So yeah, I don't think it's a huge deal here.
Yeah, because mermaid starts with a spade, irregardless.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Maybe I do think mermaids still could go temp ship. I don't like. It's a weird like. I'm not sure they want to go like weird dwelling rush here or not, but they definitely can.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Actually, I didn't really realize this because again, I haven't played this map enough. But this is actually, if you dig this, then you get all of this. I
Yes,
didn't
you
even
do.
realize that. That's
You
pretty
do.
cool. Oh, and this too. Holy moly.
You,
Oh no,
Yeah,
no, this
so
is great.
like
Sorry.
there are definitely key hexes for mermaids. I am gonna take them here. I do think
Oh boy.
I'm giving you a deal by a point or two, Chris, but my nomads play is garbage.
yeah,
So
I kind of wanted to play. I was kind of sad. I kind of wanted to play
Like,
mermaids here. I think there was
these
some interesting
hexes
stuff.
are just like big mermaids money. So and I
Yeah,
think
fair enough.
there will be time to get to them. I'm curious to see where Darklings actually place here because I'm not convinced with mermaids in the game that these two are great picks because those could get surrounded pretty quickly.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I got to start at one of them at the very least.
Probably,
yeah, definitely one of them for sure. I mean, I still think maybe both, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
What are the real difficulties?
I'm
for
not
this?
sure.
I was gonna say, one of the real difficulties for this game is, do I care about connection? And against nomads, like no color neighbor dwarves and mermaids, should I really fight network here, or do I just instantly punt it? And my feeling is that this is the sort of game where I can just ignore network and still win as Darklings.
Yeah, and just I play Darklings quite a bit. They're definitely my best faction. I would punt network right off the bat here in this particular setup. Not to say that I'm like the the foremost expert or anything like that, but if it comes to me, then so be it. But I certainly wouldn't be playing for it. I think it's too challenging to do so.
Ooh.
As promised, I'll choose these two.
I still have no idea where I'm putting my third dwelling here. I think for sure I'm putting it right above mermaids here, but I just don't know where the third one's going.
Below Darklings.
Below Darklings.
That is
in the center south.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get some more leech.
Threaten the brown.
It's definitely a thing that I've seen. Yeah.
But you should definitely take what you know about nomads and try to kind of abstractly apply it. I'm not sure that nomads play on this map without extra final scoring has been optimized at all. I haven't been particularly impressed by nomads game on this map without the fire and ice scoring.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Yeah, well, I guess if I'm looking at this and just thinking it aloud, right? That's part of the point of this all-player commentary is that like yellow actually has a lot of hexes around these corners here, right? And so none of that is all that intriguing. So really, like, there's not that many options. This doesn't look, particularly good either.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not that bad, but I mean,
I think this is possibly one of your better options, which is not great.
Yeah, it's kind of looking like it's, I'm picking two of these three, right? It
Yep,
kind of looks like
I
I'm
think
picking two of these three. And so, interesting. I didn't realize how, yeah, okay, so, and I think for sure.
I think I
actually,
am still starting here, but I think I'm going to regret this.
I think for sure this is happening. And then I just got to pick, I'm actually just picking one of two spots here.
Yeah, so basically this map situation is exactly why I thought dwarves were bigger difference to darklings.
Yeah, I don't think I considered exactly where mermaids were gonna make darklings.
I just got to remember what Andrew did last time.
More awkward than I
Try
thought.
to
I mean, the
do
dwarves
that.
here are very strong. Even now, just looking at this, I wish I was playing dwarves.
The big difference here is like are you actually getting double dig round one? I don't think so. So I think that'll be a decent difference compared to last time.
So I get a lot more leech in the south, but better expansion in the north. That's actually really interesting. Um,
Yeah, I agree. That's really the difference here. I have one
I
Nomads
think I'm.
game that I was quite happy with on Fjords back in the day, and I don't even remember where I started.
I think.
So now,
I
so now
think
I'm
it's a
looking it up.
very close. I think it's very, very close. I'm not sure.
Right, and if anyone's saying to themselves right now, well, that northeastern one doesn't look very good, how could it be close? Well, I think that says how low you are on the southern spot.
Yeah, the southern spot's interesting because obviously it forces Rainier to dig this. I think, but maybe he doesn't. I don't know. And
I was
then the
about
thing
to
is,
say,
I just
have you played with me much?
yeah, maybe he just doesn't care about it. And then there's this. Do I ever win the race here? Maybe this is just a beautiful kind of 4-town spot that I just 4-went. It's hard to say. I'm not 100% sure.
I think it puts an annoying amount of pressure on both you and I don't know if either of us want it. But
Exactly. There's that kind of thing where it's like, because something is just because something is bad for someone else doesn't mean that it's bad. It's going to be good for you. And so we're going to start here. I expect a Dwarves to upgrade in the south. Do I care where this goes?
well, so I
Um,
expected this partly because I guess actually dwarves no, because okay, so I think it does make sense because I think dwarves are expected to lose this hex. So if dwarves are going to lose that hex, then their sanctuary does need to go like somewhere through probably in here. So if he is going to go for an early sanctuary, I think it probably is better positioned on that spot. But
yeah. So I have to decide where to upgrade here. So I would prefer to get a lot of leech. I wonder. See if I upgrade beside Dwarves here. Um, Mermaids gets double dig if they want it. Mermaids already has a spade though. I still think this is better. I think it's pretty close though.
Yeah, there are, let's say, problems with me going for digs or double dig action. Specifically, that my spots are right next to Darklings,
yeah,
Yep.
and I don't need
Yep.
to take that gray right now, which would be technically okay to double dig, but
and I will admit I've paid too much for. I've probably paid too much for Darklings, given that I'm not actually getting the leech I expected. I did think we were going to upgrade in other spots.
I think no matter what I was following Dwarves there. So it was kind of his
There you go.
decision.
Yeah, I'm a trendsetter.
Yeah.
No, and
Well, I mean it just
the more
makes sense for me, right?
the more I think about it, the more like I think it does make sense for dwarves to pick that spot. But yeah, not not what I was dreaming, obviously, but that's okay. It's not like it's gonna be that bad by any means.
I think I am gonna allow Mike to take that spot to my right here if he really wants it. I think
Look at that. Do I?
that's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure how much you actually want it.
Big moment.
This is one of these gross spots where if he passes on it, then I have to decide if I want Earth One. And Earth One no nomads is like non Earth One nomads is always so challenging to figure out. I find.
We're going this way.
But he certainly goes for it. And so
I mean, Mike is on some
we
very
can't.
good land right now, so
Oh yeah, Mike is in a fantastic spot. I mean, it's we can't let him have both, so we're forced into Earth One here.
That's not true.
I think I agree. Like I'm taking Earth One as well for the same reasons. I'm not letting you.
Yeah, it's just
I'm not letting him
I'm
double
not
dig.
gonna play this without Earth One. So
With
Yeah.
that said, dwarves taking Earth 2 here is always extra tempting. It immediately comes with coins. It already locks in the spade down the road. Like you'll be fine, but Earth 1.
Yeah, it worked for. I believe this is how Andrew's game went. I'm just trying to do what he did.
Andrew
Just
got
not-
Earth 1 though, right? Didn't he?
No.
Oh, okay.
He said, "Well, if you let me have it, I'll take it." But we didn't let him have it.
Yeah. Understandable.
mean, Earth 1 comes with a whole coin right now. How could you say no?
Where'd they? Wait, they're all gone. You guys weren't fooling.
Yeah, of course we
Yeah.
weren't
Well,
fooling.
you can't have both, bud. Okay, and so now guys, there's one of these things again here, right? Where us nomads here, single dig is totally fine. Single digs tend to be not as strong as some of the other power actions. I think I said at the very beginning of the game that I was going to be considering a couple of different things, and that I thought priest was extremely strong for nomads, and so I'm actually going to forego the single dig here and take the priest action. I just think it's too strong. Priest to earth is very, very good. Priest to fire is very good, and I think earth is more important, so we're going to go ahead and throw that priest
Yeah,
to
but
earth.
Well,
If
you're
we,
not.
Ryan has
You're not.
done
I was just saying
farming
you're not getting
Womp
that.
womp.
So yeah.
yeah, and that's fine. So we'll take priest to fire, and we'll take priest to fire. I actually thought Rainier was going to dig there. So obviously I was wrong about that. So the priest is worth a little bit less.
I
But
always wanted priest earth, and then I wanted to wheel priest. So yeah, I'm a bit sad too, but that's okay.
true. I thought you were going to dig. So so I was, maybe the priest wasn't as good, but in either case, it's not the end of the world.
So I don't know if I want the single dig. The biggest issue I'm seeing with my game long term is coins. There aren't quite as many coins as I would like. There are an average amount, I would say. So taking single dig does a lot for me early, but does it do enough is what I'm trying to ask myself.
Yeah, I'm so Chad, I'm a little the nobody wanted single digs a little surprising. I actually thought nomads were gonna single dig because I think nomads could have single dug, built a dwelling, still passed and got double dig next round if that's what they wanted. They for sure could have. They had enough power, but Lumen is taking single dig, which makes sense, I think. When it comes with 2 extra points and it gets you some hexes here, but
Yeah.
Yeah, and that makes perfect sense. I think so. So one of the other reasons I kind of forewent single dig here is just this kind of opportunity here to maybe just build right into a stronghold. And so I'm going to take coins here. This is always risky because your worker economy is not nearly as strong as you want it to be, but there's obviously upsides to having that stronghold as well. I think in particular on this map. So we're going to
Yes,
go
I
ahead and
agree.
go for that line. We're going to go for that line. Don't know if it's correct necessarily, but we're going to go for it.
This is probably, I would say, the best map for nomads to have their stronghold on.
all right, Lumen, you want to tell me where that dig's going? I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but
What are you concerned about? I mean, I've already made up my mind.
Mhm.
I want to know.
I'm digging here.
Okay, all right. See, that's kind of what I thought, but see, so if we're talking openly, like at this point, I
Yeah.
think my best answer is to sanctuary, but I need you to give me that power. So the question is, will you give it to me if I take a worker's power action here? Because it will become very obvious to you in a second that I need exactly one more leech.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're gonna give it to me, or you might even you probably can single
Yeah.
dig and not give me the power, because I won't have
Because you won't have any power, or
I
yeah.
won't have any way to threaten it. So yeah, I don't think I can sanctuary here, but I can't do anything good. Not getting the priest power action is unfortunate. I'm gonna have an awkward round 1 here where I don't do anything really.
One for all the dwellings you might not place.
Yeah, yeah, the priest power action was really the dream. I mean, I could 5 power priest here. It's not the worst, but it's painful.
Yeah, the only reason I would give you the power immediately is if I think it helps me on the pass tiles. I'm pretty sure it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure what it does on that.
I'm not sure what it
Actually.
does. I honestly think I'm not even gonna push for it. I don't think I hit it. I think it's very unlikely you guys are gonna let me sanctuary. But yeah, this start where I didn't get much leech and then Chris decided to take the priest this is close to the worst case scenario here. But oh well.
Yeah, I think so too.
You could have boxed you in the
I mean,
south.
Well,
I
but
didn't
then
even
but then I
realize
do
like
just
making
open
priest
Sanctuary, and
big.
I actually don't care as bad then, because like opening
Yeah.
Earth 2 here and getting that much more economy going is fine. Like that's an okay trade-off. This is potentially even worse, but okay.
All right, so now I'm passing, still behind Chris
So
Ho.
yeah, responding to the chat, I do get why Chris took the priest. I think he partly thought he was going to get it to Earth, which does look super strong. Even if he doesn't do that, I do agree with him that priest to fire here is pretty good, especially if he kind of wants to go stronghold, because one of the issues of building up early is you run out of workers, and so that influx of workers
Exactly.
after round 2 is actually a really nice synergy for a stronghold open.
Yep. No, 100%. I mean, that's. I did think I was getting it to Earth, so it was. I think Earth was a tad stronger, but fire is a good consolation here, without a doubt.
To be fair, maybe I should have let you. I was perhaps a little too locked into plan A of send priest to Earth and then wheel priest and get a spade or get sanctuary, and then I realized too late, I think, that I was going to get blocked from the sanctuary plan. So was temp ship an alternative? Yeah, temp ship was an alternative pass tile there. But meh, doesn't do me much.
I like the
Yeah,
short
and
round
so
for Ryan. I got the 2 workers. That's nice.
yeah, so the two worker pass tile was the best for me there, guys. So now because I'm getting spade, it's actually pretty compelling here to take a worker's power action. It's not something I would normally do with nomads in round 1. But because I'm going to have exactly 6 workers next round, and that's exactly what I need to build a stronghold, but I'm going to have a spade and a sandblast, the 2 workers are pretty mandatory here. I think it's a little bit awkward, but I think it's best, and we're going to go ahead and take them.
Yeah, it makes a
Yeah.
ton of sense. Yeah, if you're gonna go for that line, it's absolutely the right.
Also, I'm never going to call it Sandstorm again when Sandblast is an option. My goodness.
What have we been doing with our lives? Yeah.
That was an MTV show, wasn't it?
I always call it sandblast.
All right. Why have we not? Yeah, my life has changed. Okay, we are in a pretty good spot still. We're dark lanes. It's not all that bad. What do other people want, and what do I need?
This is where you just tank and just take the coins anyway.
Nah,
Yeah.
What?
I think I'm taking priest and expected to wheel workers, and I'm building a sanctuary and 2 dwellings this round. I think that's the right play.
Workers.
That is what I would do. Yeah, and unfortunately gives dwarves the coins, but that's the only thing. The coins power action is so strong, but you need priests and you need workers, so it makes perfect sense.
Do I need coins?
Oh, maybe Mike's not
Um,
taking the coins.
I mean,
Say, Mike, I think
2
Mike.
digs again.
I was gonna say I think
tempting.
Mike's trying to save up for double dig. I'm not sure anybody else is gonna take it this round.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess he gets priest to air and double dig. That's pretty.
Yeah,
sick.
the air has some
Pretty sick.
off later, so we'll do that. Who needs coins?
Yeah,
I
'cause
mean,
no one-
isn't it boring
no
when
one-
people just take 7 coins first move every game, every round? It's like
I thought that was how you played Terra Mystica. What's
yeah,
going on?
but it's
As
boring.
dwarves, as I've said before, like on this thing, like dwarves are actually kind of deceptive too. You don't need that many coins as dwarves because you never have to advance ship. You don't have expensive big buildings. Like, not saying
Yeah, no, fair enough.
not saying Mike isn't gonna need coins, but
Yeah,
he has 13. There's some on the pass tiles. You'll probably have chances later, but just digging more is.
I'm
so
posting a link in
easy.
Twitch. I didn't get banned,
Yeah, I don't have.
but I do remember that show.
I don't have much to ban things.
So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things I want to do here. I'm going to definitely build a stronghold, but I'm just looking at like where I want that stronghold, and I think it doesn't matter too much, but there's a chance like putting the stronghold.
Don't you only have one
He
cheap upgrade spot?
He could spade so that he could give himself.
Oh, yeah,
another...
that's spade. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he could give himself
I think
another
spading there. I think spading there makes a lot of sense because it makes sure that I don't lose that space to dwarves because that's the most closely contested immediately, I think. And we'll just go ahead and build that, and then maybe build a stronghold there, just to increase our chances of hitting that that town in the middle on the town round.
That's fair. To catch up on chat, is taking coins at all times more or less my default strategy? Yes.
See? Boring.
As for the beauty of tempship, I wouldn't have to I wouldn't necessarily have to take another priest here. That's fair, but I don't really. I think the couple of extra points and couple of coins is better than tempship. And then as for Lumen answered, but I was on the Sanctuary Stronghold bonus round 1, so I could not take it here. Otherwise, I would have.
So, Chris, you had a tactical choice there if you wanted to not build yet, to let Lumen potentially 2-dig
Double
instead of
dig,
me.
yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm probably going to take it. I'm deciding where.
Sorry, chat, to catch up on my plan, I guess, because apparently it's not clear. I'm building Sanctuary and 2 dwellings this round. That's what Darklings are doing. We're just a little delayed.
Am I crazy for thinking about a stronghold in this round? Probably yes. So I probably won't.
It's not.
Stronghold
So
is too early, I think.
I agree it's too early,
But,
although I did watch a, not that highly rated player do it, and it turns out better than you think, though. Like, it's not that bad. And actually, you're on the Stronghold tile? Gosh, I would be tempted for Science, but
yeah. This Sanctuary is fine.
oh yeah, I mean, if you're happy just building a Sanctuary for all those points too, yeah, I think that's fair.
It's about time I try to figure out a cohesive game plan.
Yeah, I was gonna say the chat said that one person said Mermaid's looking so good, but I don't
I
know
mean,
if they.
I have a lot of things going for me, right? I got the round 1 hexes I wanted. I got to score both my spades on Earth 1. I got 2 spades, and I started at 30. Like, there's nothing ostensibly wrong yet. But I need to figure out where my towns are going. I need to figure out what my towns look like. I need to figure out what hexes I still need to grab and how I'm going to get my shipping up by the end of any useful round. And I need to score on the track a bit.
Yeah, so yeah, and there you go. And you don't have cult economy, so like I don't know. I'm not saying that you've done anything wrong, but yeah, I think maybe people aren't familiar with mermaids on this map, but I think they're a little hamstrung. It's not awful, but it's
Right. I'm looking at taking single dig again because that sand blast on this this green here is something I'm scared of.
yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, that's
Yeah.
not where I'm going to sandblast this round, but I certainly will be sandblasting that
If I let you.
for too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this round
Yeah.
I'm just going to make sure to sandblast one of these 2 spots just to make sure that this doesn't get captured. I think that's very, very important. They're both compelling in different ways. Dwarves wants to jump to this sometimes. I think that they're actually going to be able to go through the south, so this is a little bit less, or to the north, sorry. So this is less important than normal. And this gets me access to here, where this I can never get around. And nomads having natural hexes is very important. So this is kind of interesting to be able to sandblast. But yeah, who knows? I haven't made my decision yet, to be completely honest.
In the
I
end,
And Lubin talked himself out of single
Back in a
dig. He
minute.
just took more coins.
yeah, so I think if I am taking single dig this round, I think it's just better to do it in the southeast. Oh, I need to turn on streamer mode. Because building 2 dwellings seemed better than building 1 with a single dig. I hope that makes sense. And yeah, I think I'm gonna try to hit double dig next round. And think about building a sanctuary here, which seems expensive worker-wise, but I'm not convinced it's too expensive worker-wise for me. Maybe I'll talk myself out of it later.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys are having great leech parties. I thought nomads. Yeah, I'll admit I thought there was going to be a lot more activity in the other continent this game. The fact that everybody's upgrading elsewhere has been a big sad, and it's definitely I misjudged how much to bid on Darklings in the auction because I really misread how much leech they were going to get fed.
Yeah, honestly though, I think that's purely on the back of decision, because I'm just going to follow him in that round 1 based on, like, in round 1 I ended up getting priest, workers, and coins, right, which is very strong, even though I didn't build a single dwelling. And Rainier, you're kind of actually having a similar second round, right? Like you did nothing in round 1, but then you're getting priest, workers, and you're going to end sanctuary 3 dwellings, which is pretty strong as well. So
I
you
still
saw the right line out of it. Yeah.
I still end this round with Sanctuary 3 dwellings and a priest on Earth. Like it's not bad. I'm still having a fine game. I shouldn't it's not like I'm knocked out of this, but I didn't accelerate quite as hard as I thought I might be able to.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. I think. I think that makes perfect sense. And I'm interested in what Lumen does. And so, actually, Dwarves does go for the Sanctuary Water one. I didn't actually expect that. I think the reason, just for the viewers as well, the reason that Sanctuary round 2 was so compelling to me was the possibility that the Sanctuary with Earth 2 and Earth 1 gets you to the double, like the free 2 spades on Earth.
Mhm.
So this is actually not what I would have done, but not to say it's wrong. Like securing water 1 is great. I think I would have waited until round 4 to do it, because usually using your Sanctuary for a scoring favor so early does end up hurting your economy quite a bit. But Mike also has such a strong start that maybe securing his scoring now is actually really good, because his start is very, very strong. He's going to end this round on Sanctuary 5 dwellings, or I know some people are in love with that first Dwarves TP, so maybe Sanctuary TP 3 dwellings, but I think Sanctuary 5 dwellings.
The dwellings are better, but his line's pretty good. The chat suggested possibly going for a second temple lumen, so you had more priest production and going
Yeah.
I actually don't hate that either when somebody suggested that. I think just passing is also fine, but
So Sanctuary didn't allow me enough workers to get town this round, and Temple had this even a worse problem with that. I don't know if I'm hitting the town or not. It doesn't seem super likely, but getting the double dig, getting some points off ship scoring, I think is going to be where I think my game is based on network, Earth 1,
oh,
and
and
good
Mike does go
passing.
for the trading post because he's setting up for a town. Oh, Mike, why? Oh my god. Oh, it's fine. I just can't get leech out of anybody. Ugh. All right. It's okay though. Okay. My real debate was if I'm getting greedy for water 1 or if I just take the smarter fire 1. My only concern is if I get blocked from water 1, it's really hard to play a Darklings game of no water 1, no water 1, no network is going to be tough.
Yep, that's
I'm
very
not
true.
sure
Water 1,
between. Yeah, go ahead.
Water 1 is super important for Darklings in this setup, because they're in a lot of cases they're able to score like the full 24 points in round 5. Like he's going to have no TPs on his board. But Fire 1 kind of enables that, so it's like really a big decision here.
I think I gotta.
This type of decision is tough.
I think the path to victory is take Fire 1 and assume that I can be aggressive enough and get Water 1. I think trying to be
Yeah,
safe and just
Temple is
take
Water
Water
1.
1 probably is a losing, because I still want to build another temple too. That's part of how you score. I get 3 priest production, like that's part of how I'm going to score enough too. So, but
Exactly, and I would have taken Fire 1 here as well, because I think you're almost always going to be building a temple
yep, and as chat
in some
saying, build another
capacity.
temple's good. As for chat asking Mike, why did you build the trading post? I'm assuming the answer is because you're angling for the town round next round. But Mike, you want to answer?
He is off the call for a second here, so
Classic Mike. Yeah,
we'll
there it
we'll
is.
get our we'll get our answer later. But I would have to assume. I mean, Dwarves Trading Post is good. This means Mike is not as concerned about building up his worker economy in a crazy way. And I think with Earth 2, I think that's a fine ledge to try to walk across.
He is. It does look like he's planning on getting quite a few air workers in round 4 too. So I agree. I think it's fine. The only downside to not having a lot of workers is he's delaying his tempo on reaching hexes, and with a nomad stronghold in the game, this does not look safe to me, and this looks pretty deadly if dwarves lose this. So that's where I would not have done what Mike did.
I can hear you now. Yes. Uh-oh. What have I done?
I think you've put yourself in pretty bad position actually, but I think it's about to all
All right.
crumble. But we'll see how aggressive Nomads is towards you, because admittedly, Nomads has enough areas he needs to worry about himself. So
Yeah, don't listen to him, Chris. Do your own thing.
Well, the thing is, I certainly want that spot pretty badly, but I also want the town in the town round, and I actually don't think that I can get both. So I'm going to have to make a decision on that. Also, just for the viewers too, I threw Priest of Fire here. A lot of times you would forego that because it's not that important and take this 2 worker tile with the stronghold. But the problem is, I don't have a lot of coins, and so the 6 coins is also good, and also temp shipping is very good. So there's 3 pass tiles that I want, and so I don't care too much about which ones I get. And actually, there you go. So
yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna get the big building anyhow, because I need the coins for what I want to do.
and yeah, and I'm actually considering taking temp ship because the big building is 4 points and 2 workers. But the temp ship comes with an extra 2 coins, which I'm going to have to use workers for coins in potentially some capacity anyway. And temp ship is really, really nice because I'm going to be able to put down a couple more dwellings with it this next round if I take it. And so,
As for the chat, hey Scops, I remember you from some of those forums too. So welcome, very much welcome to this fun little corner of the internet. Thanks for following, and yeah, I stream Terra Mystica reasonably often, and occasionally we have these pretty cool all-player commentaries where we're all hypothetically experts. I guess we are today all experts, and according to BJ's metric, and yeah, we just talk openly and play some games. And so yeah, welcome. I'm glad you're over here. It's fun times.
so this is really interesting. I am going to go ahead and take temp ship. This is very close, though. I don't know 100%. I think mermaids. Can mermaids start double dig?
I'm getting
Okay.
3 power income, so yeah.
Yeah, so I think mermaid starts double dig. Then dwarves kind of has to make a decision if they take coins or take this. I think. Interesting.
I mean, that's not the only hex that Mike's in danger of losing, right? I mean, I don't
You're right.
think this is safe either. And
I will admit, Mike has a lot of hexes because
There's too many. Come
Mike.
on. I have too
I was gonna
many
say
to
Mike
choose from.
potentially still wants this red, and the other thing, I'll just be flat out. Mike is losing this hex, so his sanctuary town is in the wrong spot because he's not towning over here.
I could do it some other way.
Yeah, and so I think
maybe,
that was a really
but it's
close
a
decision
lot.
on the pastel there.
I was gonna say I think Dwarf's position is about to look a hell of a lot worse than it is than we
I
thought.
think I mean, if you're doing it, fine, but I don't see why going west there is great for you rather than just work on an eastern town. But
Because I can town
do what you
during
got to do.
I can town during the town round.
Do what you. Yeah, with trading posts, you can town
Which
I mismanaged my power here too.
anyway.
I mean, Mike,
Why
I'm
do you
going
have
to
to?
I'm going to do that.
Bone
I'm
more?
going to town this round.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I believe you. So should I take hard and just tunnel there now? And not let
That's
you do
fair.
that?
You could do that. You could secure that
Yeah,
hex
Mike.
if you want.
Mike has some big decisions here to make, and as nomads here, I have some big decisions to make too. This is a big one for Mike here.
Yeah.
it's easy to make decisions when you've given up on some stuff, you know? Like, I will
Yeah.
continue to forgo scoring in the early rounds like an
believe-
idiot. And
Do I care
giving-
about not getting this
giving up
town anyway?
Giving up on the town in the town round is totally reasonable. Like, I'm not actually that dead set on it because it's not necessarily my best line. I think it is my best line, but I don't think it's like that big of a difference compared to my other options. But
All right. I believe your threat.
wow. Okay, I can't believe you actually did that.
I mean, I can't believe you would build there, so we both can't believe it.
So, I mean, I kind of have to. Like, where else am I going to expand to this game? Like, it is actually pretty important for me to get through there. Because
Go somewhere else.
I don't have a lot of else, Mike. Like, oh my god, I can't believe
You have the southeast.
some days playing with Mike some days just frustrates me. I can't believe you would value that over anything else.
well,
What else do I need?
Ryan, I think that just means you undervalue hexes a tiny bit.
Well, it does, except
you
I
know?
think you guys are going to cut Mike off. Now, if you guys don't cut Mike off and he still manages to connect, then fine. But I would have definitely
devote
I would have
your whole
pushed
game
connection
to-
from Mike. Like, I can't. I can't believe Mike is aiming still for a town and this line. Like he's choosing to
Ooh,
value times
spicy,
over
spicy
connection.
chat. Spicy chat saying take his mountain tile.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have a high opinion of doing that too. If I had
Jesus.
one
Yeah,
more
just blow us
priest.
both up. Go
Well,
ahead.
Mike, I think I need to get through to the west here. I think that's my
No, you
best
don't.
expansion.
Why? Go somewhere else. Go to the
Mike,
southeast.
where else do you want me to go? I don't have enough hexes this game, right? Like I have Earth 1. Where am I building this game unless I ship a bunch, which I don't want to
That's
do.
great.
Pass tile here.
Taking his hex. Green is my color. That's not black's color.
I actually think I'm going to dig your mountain. I think it is my best
Well,
line.
Good,
Which
good
sucks for
game to
all
the
of
winner.
us.
That's neither of us.
We're both going to lose from this. I agree.
Yeah, so
Like,
don't do it. It's a bad move for you.
Well, I think
You have an easy town there with 2 trading posts. You don't have to dig anymore. I think you're doing it to punish me for future games, but do what you got to do.
it's not just punishing you. I really do think getting over the west is valuable, but
But
I
it
could
is.
try. I could try to make other stuff work. This is where openly talking is a little
It's
tough too, because you don't always
not
openly
that
talk
good.
about your plans, Mike, and then I reveal mine, and then you react to them, which is fair. It's part of what
All
we're
right.
doing, but you don't always. You're not always as best about revealing what you're valuing either, which is fair enough. But whatever. I'm obviously just a little tilted.
Understatement.
Yeah, it's fine. I really can't believe Mike would value that. Like connection looks
Oh.
so important this game, and for him to give up connection, or what I think he gave up connection by doing what he did. Now, if that's not what comes to be, then we can talk again. But my prediction is that he just doesn't have assuming that he's still going for the town. I don't see how he has enough resources to secure enough hexes, and I think he's going to watch a lot of shit crumble because of that choice to secure a town over other territory, but we'll see.
Time will tell.
Trying to do some math here to figure out if I have any possible town aspirations.
The mistake might have been the trading post last round to cause this predicament. I should have just been.
Yeah, I mean, it did seem a little early, but
Yeah,
your
it's a
income
good
looked
trading
okay.
post. It gives you coins. It gives you 3 coins.
The
It's a
trading
good
post was
post.
surprising me. I thought you were going to tunnel and secure hexes and stuff, for sure.
Or just like build that gray that you already had dug.
Yep.
One of the things I think, Rainier, I was looking at it too, because getting to the west is so valuable for Darklings here. So digging that gray was so tempting, but also getting the economic boost of the town here in the town round and being able to build another temple is also just so important. So that was a tough spot. No, I know he's getting a town, but it's also just tempting to dig the gray away, right? Too.
The west
it's easier
the west
to...
was definitely part of my plan. Like that's why I was prioritizing the other hexes. I was like, to be honest, the only reason we try to talk openly here, so I was talking openly about my plans. You reacted to it. It's fair. I don't think you would have. It's one of those things where if we weren't talking openly, I don't think you would have ever taken that green, because apparently you didn't think it was valuable. But I think it was very good for Darklings to take that here. I think you don't react, and then I can just get on that brown and the black. I get so many more hexes. I get a good third town location.
I mean, it possibly end up with a town anyway if Chris leaves the yellow. I could bridge in town there, or
Sure.
just forget it.
I agree, it's possible. You definitely had options, but yeah. Anyhow, this is all fine. We're at least just uncontrollably making points, because that's what Darklings do.
Yeah, and so guys, I do want to talk about this quite a bit here. Where I sandblast is very, very interesting, right? There's so many hexes I want as nomads here.
You're still not expanded very much.
No, I'm very much not expanded, and that's one of the repercussions of starting with the stronghold, and part of the reason I took Tempship over the stronghold sanctuary pastile here. Obviously, taking this from dwarves is super nice. This is good too. If I somehow get all 4 of these hexes, that's great. I think it's almost impossible to get both of these probably. The other problem is, I want to connect, but I don't want to connect on a million ships. And so taking this is really important. And mermaids would probably like this, quite a bit for this 4 town.
What about
stuff.
just connecting through these two?
Yeah, connect through these two, but I've got this over here, right? And then I've got to win these.
Right.
Yeah. I think my most important hex, unfortunately, is this one. I think these are both under fire, and I think I have to take this one first. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But I just wanted to walk you through, like, the hex battle on any map is really interesting. But I want to make sure that I don't have to connect with like a billion shipping later, and this also gets me a couple of other things. Like, it gets me a one chip access to here as well, which is really nice. Sorry, I lost my pointer here.
You mean the
Um,
north?
the north yellow here,
Yeah.
exactly. So there's a couple of really nice things that comes along with that.
All right. I have options here. Think I'll do this and see what's remaining. I have a weird issue because I have cult spades coming and I don't know where they go. So, I mean, I knew he saw the green, but I didn't think he would actually do it. So maybe I'm not supposed to listen to the
No,
chatter there. And
you're fine. Like I talk openly in these games because I like talking openly about situations. I think it's part of the point of the format, and you chose that you valued that hex enough after our discussion, and this is the line we're on. It's definitely a slightly different format because we talk openly. Like
Right. I mean,
I could have not mentioned it, but I talk very openly about my plans on these streams. and
yeah,
it
Ryan, it's
does-
time that you have a lesson on talking tempo. You know, you can reveal how good that is for you
Yeah.
after you do it.
yeah, you could
I
do it
can,
after.
but so I agree. It depends on the point of the format. Like, ultimately, if I
Right.
lose some extra games on these streams because I talk more openly than others, so be it. Like, I'll live with that. Like, and that might be what's happening here. But it's fine.
Thoughts on me taking Fire 2 for Shiptown this round?
That's a very interesting line. That's kind of cool, actually. You're taking Fire 2 with the Sanctuary?
I was
Or
thinking Trading
Temple?
Post Temple and
Yeah.
Sanctuary Air 1 next round. Or there's the option where I one expensive trading post in the southeast and take the Shiptown.
So this Mermaids is the one that's the most interesting here because Fire 2 is pretty important in this game, I believe. Although maybe you're not getting a third town, and then Fire 2 is probably wrong.
I don't know where the third
Um,
town is the biggest problem. Like, I can get around to plenty of hexes to contest network pretty well, but where making it so I have a third town in there, ugh.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know. I mean, Water 1, there's going to be some type of Water 1 battle too, in some senses. Although, obviously, if you go for Fire 2, I don't think that you can go for Water 1 as well. Interesting. I guess the question is, do you want to be part of that Water 1 battle or not? Because Fire 2 is compelling. If you think you can get a third town.
There's
maybe
also
if you
the option
can't
to
do it,
not
then
take
it's
Fire 2, do the expensive trading post instead of the temple, and probably have enough stuff to Sanctuary Air 1 next round.
yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I agree. I don't think I would Fire 2 just for a town this round, but
I think it's good if he thinks he can get 3 towns, but I don't see the third town.
Right. I think we're probably all in agreement on that.
Yeah, so it's probably bad then.
Looping back on the chat, what's my plan for my cult spade? Probably just turning the blue to black, but there's a chance I'll just bomb one of Mike's grays because I have enough
Ooh.
spades. So we'll see.
Yeah.
It
I mean, I have a
depends.
cold spade that I know where it's going, so I might just hit something back.
What
I
are you
will.
hitting on me? Like I'm completely like at this point like I'm not hittable because I'm like.
I mean, dig back what you dig.
Oh,
on,
correct.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, that's fair. I probably wouldn't hit the gray for your town. I would hit one of your other grays you want to tunnel to.
Yeah, I thought about tunneling south there, but it looks too crowded.
All right, this is not the easiest choice. I'm passing, obviously, but the question is 2 workers 4 points in a coin, or is it 3 coins and 5 or 6 points? Maybe.
Also, the other question is, if you do take that Stronghold Sanctuary town, tile, obviously you want water 1. I think that's the priority. But is there any world where you can get water 1 and a strong? Oh no, you can't. You would have not even close to enough workers for the stronghold.
No. The stronghold's definitely not happening. It's just basically, do I
that
want
would
the
have been
extra?
sick though.
Do I want the extra
9
workers
points.
long term?
Yeah, 9 points and a bunch of a priest, but yeah, it's obviously not possible.
I think
I
do
think
want
if
the extra
you could do it,
workers.
I think there are some cases where you can do it and it's pretty sick, but I just
I mean, I could skip water 1. Like, if I somehow lost the water 1 race, I think stronghold here is actually pretty viable. But
yeah, definitely. But I think water 1's pretty important.
yeah,
I think anyway.
I agree. I'm just opening next round with water 1. Especially because I don't have enough leech to actually take coins power actions, because I've been the most leech
Ooh.
starved Darklings player
need-
this I've ever seen on this map. Like, how has there been no action on this
Well,
continent?
what's funny is that this was originally my gut instinct of looking at Darklings on this map when I saw Fjords for like literally the first time. I was like, this doesn't look that great. And then experience told me, oh, Darklings are going to be totally fine. So it's funny that I finally get something according to my gut feel here, even if it's 20 games into my Fjords experience.
Yeah, and that's totally fair. It's yeah.
All right, so we are going to do it this way.
Expensive.
I don't think it's that bad at all.
No, you got quite a few coins already, and now you're producing some coins, and you're getting up to ship 3 already as mermaids. Like, you're gonna have a higher score than I do at the end of this round, and you're at 3 shipping. Like,
Also, I'm taking your preferred connection hex here.
oh, I mean,
Who, me?
I don't care about connecting. That's not happening.
All right, fair.
Like, I don't think
That is
connection.
one of my free blues, though, so
I don't
I
think
am
I don't
taking it.
think connection's
This is
gonna
more
matter
important for me.
unless Mike gets cut off, and even if Mike gets cut off, I think there's a decent chance he like can half-ass a network still better than me.
No, this is actually a really interesting spot here, guys. So I'm obviously I want to finish this town here. Now there's a couple of different ways to finish this down, right? One is to hard dig this brown here. Oops.
Oh, hard digging. Yeah,
Um,
because you're.
Well, yeah. So one is to hard dig this brown, which I have exactly enough to do. The other is to build this into a sanctuary. And now I don't want to build it into a sanctuary
No,
because there's
let
literally a
go.
sanctuary around next turn, right? But I really was trying to delay this entire round to see what Lumen did. And Lumen didn't go ahead and build a temple for Water 1 because I really want Water 1. I know Darklings really wants Water 1. Admittedly, Water 1 is the least important for mermaids in this particular setup and like the way that the game is going to go because of his economy and all that kind of stuff. You might not have enough to get it. He might still open next round with a Water 1. I think he is going to put a dwelling down this round almost assuredly to get through that connection. It's so important for him. And I don't think he actually wants Water 1, so that makes Sanctuary here even worse. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and hard dig and put the dwelling down, and then I just have to go ahead and decide what to do here.
Also, the sanctuary, if you don't build it there, it could be a town next door with those 3 spots.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. And there's so many different reasons to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and Rainier is going to kill me here, but I think a coin town is the most important thing for me now. I'm not going to have a lot of coins.
It's round 3. You have Earth 1. You think you're gonna go Water 1. You're fine. I don't always hate coin towns. I think people grab coin towns without thinking too often. I think they're too reflexive. Like, Halai basically lost a game by taking a coin town, right? Like, I think people just make a lot more bad
that's
coin
true.
town grabs than any other town. Like, there's definitely times where it's fine.
Yeah, and I think the coin town there is very important because I think it looks very much like mermaids. Like if I look at what mermaids is getting next round, they're getting 6 workers, 4 coins. Admittedly they can pass on to the coins, but it doesn't really seem like they're going for Water 1. So we're on.
If I do, it has to be pretty slow with the sanctuary. I don't think there's a better way to do it. And that means I'm probably
sanctuary
not getting Water 1. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can decide to be slow too about it and put my sanctuary in the other spot. But I'm going for Water 1, Air 1. I don't know if I have nearly enough economy to do that kind of shenanigans. So I have some big decisions to make next round as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass on to the dwellings. It's important.
I
Get some points.
I was gonna say the other thing that is kind of wild is we actually all built a round 3 town this game, which is
Nice.
definitely unusual, I would imagine.
I've mentioned how much I want the coins. I don't think that's changed.
I mean,
I
looking at your,
would be
I was gonna say your other
surprised.
options look awful compared to 6 coins. Yeah.
Well, so if I can get 7 coins power action based off taking worker power, that's the only
Oh.
thing I'm evaluating here.
Yes.
And I mean, Chris Ho has 14 and just took a coin down, but I think he still takes the action. So
I might need coins. I could burn.
yeah, I mean, I think the evaluation is that I'm not getting the coins action, even if I had power.
Yeah.
So
My understanding here was that Mike Check was going to take the coins. I mean, I would if I was him in his position. It's obviously hard to say, but
What
that's
color?
kind of what it looked like to me.
That was wait, the one that was just Doug. What?
That was great.
That was from gray.
Gray to red.
Alright, you believe that? See, this is the awkward thing for me is I'm not sure where these 2 digs go.
I'm out of cult digs, Mike. Like, where am I supposed to do? That's like,
Yeah, me
the fact
too.
Lumen took that blue, I don't have anywhere to actually use it, so I'm gonna hit the
I
only person I can,
can-
which is you.
I can revenge and hit this black that you're never probably coming to.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, I was thinking of like
cut me
bridging
off
or something.
You cut me off from that side of the world, so
Yeah, I could have like burned to 3 and bridged or something, but that's not worth it.
Let's see here. I think this is still correct. Don't know for sure, but I'll go ahead and do that.
I mean, Mike would have to be hitting it, not me.
So yeah, this is a weird spot because if people think that I'm still in a good spot, which I'm not sure I am, then I should build a 7 here because that's probably my safest way to get through. That saying, Blast does not much for Nomad, so I don't know if they would take it. Then again, no, it doesn't do much for them.
You're talking.
I'm just not.
he's talking about
Yeah.
that hex.
I
yeah.
don't,
Yeah,
it's
so
not
we're
in,
gonna
it's not in my
before
plan.
you admit what you're doing, I'll just take coins.
Yeah, and so I have a couple options here. I think water 1 is very important to me. Okay, so everyone that's watching, especially new players, you really should be thinking about making your sanctuary right where my temple is and overbuilding that town. The thing is, Terra Mystica is a lot of give and take, right? And mermaids can't really afford to overbuild this town as much as I can, and so we're going to go ahead and because mermaids has already built 2 trading posts, and I know Lumen's a strong player. Lumen's not like he's not a wild card, so to speak. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of assume that he's not going to take water 1. Air 1 is okay for him as well, and just build the trading post here, and then try and go for the sanctuary in this spot. Now, I don't love this plan because I don't know if I can afford the sanctuary here. It's very expensive, right? I need another temple and a sanctuary, which is 6 workers, 11 coins. That's almost everything I have. And
Right.
so there's arguments to be made in both spots. Maybe I can't do it. Maybe I can do it. But in any case, we're going to go ahead for this. If we lose water 1, there's actually okay because there's other compensation and all that kind of stuff. It's definitely not preferable. We do want water 1. I don't want to obfuscate that from anyone at the table. And we're going to go ahead and try and make a sanctuary down here as well. That's another reason why we want to do it. We prefer not to buy a bridge if we don't have to. So that is all the reasons. Yeah, and Lumen signals his intent right off the bat. I mean, if he's racing for it.
I think I have too many things to do that aren't sanctuary.
Yep. And yeah, that's
thinking Lumen might build this spot on that move, but
yeah, it also gave me the leech. Yeah.
Friendly Lumen.
Luckily, we got the right read there, which is fantastic. And this is no longer an essential right away move, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway, just to lock it up because it is important to us.
I mean, I still
have
thought about overbuilding this, but it is looking pretty, much like I need to build the sanctuary in this center spot for town purposes.
I was going to say, I've definitely played 1 or 2 games where too, it's just your opponents. I mean, here that your opponent's aware of it, but yeah, I've definitely played one or two games where I'm like, oh, they've signaled they're not going to do that. Okay, I can do other things, and then they change their mind or whatever. So yeah, I would just take water 1 here. Is the lesson I've learned over time.
Yeah, exactly.
It does look like I'm going to be the chief beneficiary of the 2 spades action for the rest of the game. Mike having burned down to 5 and Chris having the sandblast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Chris has a couple yellows. Yeah, I agree. I think you're fine. And then I obviously was never going to take it, so.
trying to figure out what else I should be prioritizing here. I definitely want to get a bit more cult presence.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
I mean, if I don't win water, something went terribly wrong.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
I think
that's correct.
I missed something here. Did Lumen dig this blue?
Mike dug
No.
it blue.
Mike
I
dug
made
it
it blue because
Mike
that's
dug it
closer to.
blue.
And I guess I could have spent shipping and gotten there.
Yeah, I mean maybe that.
And
was
that, you know, that is starting to look like third town material. So maybe that was the play.
Guess
I mean, there's still time for me to do that. But
I actually thought that I was like, how do you pull this off? This is pretty sick.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Mike dug it blue because Mike's a pal for some people, and other people he just ruins their games. That's how it is.
Ooh.
No, I mean digging it blue there's just like clearly wrong, right? Like there's just no justification for you digging it.
Yeah, that was similar. I mean, I'm mimicking Andrew from last game where he had a throwaway dig and he helped you with it by accident, and so.
Yeah, no,
this
I agree.
time.
It happens, but yeah, it is one of those dangerous things. Like when you have extra spades, like sometimes just throwing them
Just
away is fine.
Don't use them or. Yeah.
Or just make sure you're extra sure. Like on my dig, I obviously I could have made that hex green, but I'm like, wait, do I want to help Lumen potentially connect off of even less shipping? No, I don't. So
Mhm.
let's turn that red. Like it's not gonna help nomads. They already have a million like red and brown hexes. So. And so yeah, same thing for you. You should have almost certainly turned it brown, right?
Well,
But
maybe the extra power is going to be helpful if he comes down there.
I
Hopefully
think
more
he's gonna come. I think he should go down there. I think he should buy a priest right now and ship to there.
I actually am not
Like-
convinced it's the right time to, though.
I agree. I don't know if he needs to race to it, and like, what's gonna happen to it? Who's taking it? Like, Mike is not gonna. I don't think Mike has extra spades that he's gonna throw away on that hex anytime soon. So like, why race?
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
So I'm thinking to myself, do I want to double dig this round or next round? It's probably this round because we have trading posts next round. Yeah. And if so, do I try to make a third town out of that the zone that Mike just opened up? I probably don't have enough resources for that this game. I've advanced ship fairly aggressively. So I think I will double dig. I will take this spot here because it opens up another hex on 3 ship. And then for more adjacency reasons, this one. And I think that makes enough sense.
Yeah, I agree. This is kind of one of those situations where like carving out another town is maybe happens, especially if you advance ship first. But just playing for big network here seems totally fine.
Yeah, I like this, especially because as nomads here, I decided to kind of go tall, right? Like that, like my game plan was a tall game plan, and so I'm not going to have the same network that a nomads faction normally would, which is, straight up. That's just one of these things, and so this is actually really interesting here. So Mike, now we look at Mike and we look at dwarves, and now now nomads looks and sees, okay, hey, I don't really necessarily have this is really interesting. So I'm just seeing this now. So at the beginning of the round, Mike didn't build this, but he also didn't build the entire round now.
I'm
Right?
asking for it. Yeah.
And now he's asking for it because I don't see another good way for him to connect. And as much as I don't want to change 3 workers to a power, because no matter or 3 powers to a worker, because that's really bad for me right now with no coins. It's also very, very good for me to guarantee second on network, right? Can he get through any other way?
Well, the other question is like you don't even have to sanctuary this round, right? Like it's 5 points, which is something. But if you think you'd rather have those resources into more economy right now and a better, chance to hit all your trading posts next round, I don't think it's crazy to just leave your sanctuary for the final round either.
Yeah, that's very true. I can definitely do that. I can definitely do that. I can also just like Mike can't do anything. I can make this decision. Let's see here. We should be making this decision not based on like wanting to delay the decision. It looks like Lumen still has quite a few things he wants to do. Could be wrong about that. Mike's got almost nothing left, so Mike's gonna be passing, and Rainier's gonna be passing. So we are gonna go ahead and do this. I think it's really important. We're gonna build it, and then we can change workers to power, and we can use our 4 power to make 1 worker and 2 coins. Or sorry, 1 worker and 1 coin, which is exactly what we would need to finish the sanctuary. So we still have the opportunity to make the sanctuary if we want to.
Feels like you
We're gonna
were
go.
beating me on network anyway, so it just feels like you're transferring network from me to Ryan, which I don't know if you want to do. I think he's in a better spot than me.
You're still gonna beat me on network, but I also agree. Where else
I don't
do
know
you
about
want him
that.
to? Where else did you want him to dig? Well,
One of
okay.
the other reasons is I don't see a third town so far, and this is actually a nice third town here, right? This is a nice third town. I don't really see another really good place for it, to be honest, because I just don't have enough economy, and so we're gonna go ahead and try that. Mike might be right though. There's always repercussions to doing things, right? I'm not doing it to cut off Mike from network necessarily. I'm doing it to guarantee myself 12 points on network. I think is very, very strong, but there are cases where I do beat him on it anyway. It doesn't do anything for me, and all it does is it gives Rainier, who may be having a better game than Mike, 6 extra points. In some cases, I don't think that's the case, but it's definitely.
I think trying to suggest I have a better game than Mike is also just wrong. Mike has lots of cults. He has another we both have 1 town. Like I don't know. I guess I'd be surprised actually if I'm beating. I guess I have a lot of points already compared to Mike, so maybe that's a thing.
Yeah, you're Darklings. You have a ton of points coming.
I have quite a few points, but it's also been awkward. Like I've gotten so little leech this game, like it's been ridiculous. I did not expect this. You guys just haven't built up around me. Like all of your big buildings have just gone elsewhere, which makes enough sense. And the trading post round isn't till now. I'm gonna get flooded this round, just flooded. But yeah, it came way later than I expected. I thought there would be more building up and building around me early, but oh well.
So we are going to go ahead and build the sanctuary. It's very expensive for us to do so, but we want to be able to build a town, and towns give us extra economic incentives to do so. And so the question is, do we take Air 1 or Fire 2? We are going to go for a 3-town game now. So we are going to go for Fire 2. And Air 1 is generally better here. You don't really like to take Fire 2 once you've already built a town. There's not that many reasons to do so. But we are going to go ahead and do it because it also will give us some opportunities to make another town next turn and get some extra coin infusion into the game, which, again, is probably going to be another coin town. It also gives us 5 points down. We need this for our town. So I think it's best. It's not super ideal, but I do think it's best. I'm wondering if you guys think that's crazy or not to go Fire 2 instead of Air 1 there.
It seems
You don't score Air 1 this round, so it isn't quite as bad. So I think, and the benefit you'll get from having Fire 2, even if you don't technically ended up needing it for this material to get 3 towns, you do get better towns by forming the towns faster.
I think he probably will need it too, because his 3rd town is going to be really hard to make without Fire 2. Unless he's going to build another temple anyhow, which basically I think this allows him to never build another temple, which I think is
exactly.
I think that whole sequence is worth it over Air 1 then, but
I think it's pretty close, to be honest with you.
Do I want? I have to take the spade, right? There's no good reason why I wouldn't take the spade. I don't need the temp ship. One worker, could that actually do something as part of a hard dig? It could, but the coin is basically the same. Okay.
Surprised you didn't consider just burning another move to get the dwellings.
Uh,
I'd rather have points at this point.
probably.
I
We
didn't
know
even.
my
I
past game
didn't
is
really. I wasn't.
atrocious, so
Yeah. I think. Yeah. I think that would have been better now that Mike. Just because Mike called it out, I didn't really see it. But
the
Yeah, 'cause
reason I
Chris had
didn't
nothing else to do there.
is because my move lost 3 points by not building the TP this round, and my plan has always been trading post, temple, trading post for this round. So probably to temple air 1, get 4 trading posts up by the end of this round because I don't have water 1. I want to maximize that.
The chat's wondering, yeah, why Chris you didn't take the 2 workers and then convert worker to coin. I mean, basically, it would have made you delay 1 more turn, which maybe would have helped deny the tile to Lumen. So it looks like I think it's probably just a mistake, but we'll see what Chris says.
Here comes the power for Ryan.
So actually, it was not a mistake. I actually considered that, and thank you for asking. Whoever asked it, that's amazing. The reason being, and again, this is giving away some of my intentions. Is I didn't care about denying the dwelling to Lumen. It looks like this is going to work out for me anyway, but there's a really important thing in the path game when you get. I'm not saying I'm super high level, but like when you definitely get to a higher level, you start thinking about not just the pass offs for this round, but the pass offs for next round. And if you look at like the seat order right now, it's Rainier who's sitting on shipping, then Dwarves who's sitting on Sanctuary Stronghold, and then I really wanted to be sitting directly after Dwarves. Not to say that I can definitely outlast him or anything like that, but that was my preferred pass style. And so I wanted to be right behind him, right? And now, maybe that was naive given the absolute massive pile of resources he has. But I was trying to pass behind Mike Chike, so I didn't want to extend my turn. Now, maybe that was actually wrong because getting the 6 coins is really nice. So hard to say, but that was definitely that was what I was thinking, and so I wasn't trying to I was not trying to wait on it. We're gonna go ahead and build this, and we're gonna take another coin town, which is freaky, but this is a huge scoring round opportunity with the TPs, and so we're gonna need to go ahead and take it. Now we can see what the other players think about this crazy coin town, but I think it's
Nah, it looked
we're gonna do it.
It looked pretty clear.
I'm just trying to watch and learn from a Nomads expert.
It looked pretty
I
clear
was
that you were going to
scared.
take that.
Do I want this leech? Ryan accepted a 5 for 4 that I offered him.
I really need resources this round too. Like
Yeah.
I don't
I think I need these resources as well, sadly.
Yeah, I can't build enough trading posts. Again, like I just haven't got leech, and I know I'm gonna get offered a decent amount of leech this round from Mike and others at cheaper rates. But I think if I didn't take that leech you just offered me, I might have already started running out. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll give you the
like
full 4 here.
it's annoying. I would like to be taking less than this, but I think I'm still just taking them. I need. Well,
Well,
I
you
actually
could've-
don't
yeah.
need this one.
Okay.
Can I delay for other stuff? Yeah, this is awkward. I should have actually turned a worker into a coin there. As then I could have taken 2 for 1s because I know I'm gonna keep getting offered stuff, but I don't want to keep getting
Interesting.
this many points. Yeah. That was my bad.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what you do, I'm probably offering you the same deal next move.
Yeah, it's pretty clear to me too. So I guess I'll just take it.
Well, I mean,
But
that means you could have just declined and delayed the decision for 10 seconds. But
oh yeah, whatever. uh on the off chance you didn't offer it to me, like I think this is fine. This time I will convert a worker to a coin and be smart about things. So that way I can at least take a 2 for 1 next. Oh, except now I can't build one at all. Never mind, that's a lie. I just keep converting a bunch of crap. Oh well.
see, this is real expert play. You somehow make other players lose points on their own volition.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have to accept anything anymore. I have enough to build another trading post, so whatever. If I want to build another dwelling, I can accept more, which maybe. But this is okay.
And we're going to accept that 4 for 3 because we've got lots of way to turn points into a scoring.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably means you're
you're
accepting another 4 for 3.
as I've said, like my metric does tend to be similar to yours. Like if in your position you have Earth 1, Water 1, 3 town, network aspiration, nomads, like that's a ton of potential points. So you can pretty safely you have so many ways to turn resources into points, yeah, that it's very reasonable to keep taking leech.
In terms of network, am I just winning this outright? Or
I think Nomads is gonna try to contest you, but
okay,
I think you're in a pretty good spot.
I have a
think
hard time reading this.
Your plan is to get down to everything except for Stronghold Sanctuary Belt, correct?
Probably, yeah. Well,
'Cause
no,
I
I need
think
to
I-
build Sanctuary. I need Sanctuary.
he plans
So
Sanctuary
it's
for his
two
town.
temples.
I-
And
So
Stronghold
2
will be
Temple
missing.
Stronghold.
I
I
think
think I
Chris
can get there with
I was gonna say I think Chris is trying to get down to just 2 temples left, right? Like he's gonna build
Okay.
all of his trading posts this round, and so then he needs to build 4 dwellings that are all worth points, and he's gonna have at least 2 hexes because of Sandstorm, and then he just needs to like single dig and get another yellow. Like it's pretty easy for Nomads to hit 15 networks still.
Sure.
Yeah. I think so.
So I'll be a 14 chump.
Nobody's a chump.
Oh, and as chat points out, yeah, Chris Ho also has a spade incoming, so yeah, I mean he literally has 3 more hexes, so then he just needs to find 1 more, but Chris Ho is definitely getting down to or getting to 15 network. Oh well, I guess sorry, he has to I was gonna say he has to connect, but he's connecting off of maybe just 1 ship, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
I can produce 3 priests. Yes, I can. So it definitely looks like we passed for that dwelling tile. Although it's not clear how many dwellings I'm gonna have down next round, but it's better than
Yeah, it
anything
was weird
else.
that having a fast round was actually good.
Yeah.
Because I expected those to all be accounted for here.
Gotcha. Yeah, I definitely as soon as I saw the start of this round, my plan was to just build my 4 trading posts and hope to get on the dwelling tile, which worked. That part's all good.
All right. Some choices here. You're not accepting this.
I am not accepting leech anymore. You are correct.
That was. Wait. Can I undo that? Do we have undos?
Yeah, as long
Do you
as
have your conversions on?
yeah.
It said conversions.
Oh, you
No,
don't
it
have
didn't.
yours on. Yeah, so
Whatever.
you don't have it on yourself. You have to ask it. You have to prompt it for conversions at the end of your turn always.
Yeah, I mean it had the button for conversions, but I didn't see an
Well,
undo.
no,
No. That's not what we're talking about, Mike.
Yeah.
It
It's all right.
offered you conversions before your town, but what I'm saying is like down towards in your options, you have a prompt for conversions and undo at the end of your turn, and you can ask it to do it always, never, or when power has been gained during your turn.
Yeah.
You have to have that turned to always, and I'm guessing you didn't.
Right. Yeah, because I wanted to trading post up top first. With ideas of doing another town up there.
Gotcha.
But that's gonna be some maneuvering now. Well, Lumen passes sooner than I thought, so that
Well, because
means
he gets on the ship tile, like
yeah, it's more important. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to attack water now because probably get 2 priests there if I want them. That's the trade-off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll admit Lumen's Mermaids game is one of those games where like he's just made pretty smart choices and just constantly been pumping the points. It looks reasonably good. I mean, I actually am not
Nomad's not
100%.
having it.
I'm not 100% sure who's winning.
Me
So I
either. This is a tough
do
one.
want to make more trading
The
posts
thing
here,
is,
so I
like
guess we're gonna make another temple.
Nomads has pretty decent cults in his winning network. Mike has quite good cults. Lumen has quite a few points in the bank here. I
Did it
also
again.
obviously have quite
I
a
did
few
it again.
points, but I'm pretty sure I'm fourth actually. Like I
Yeah,
just
I'm
don't.
making mistakes here. So it's not gonna let me undo this either. I wasted
No.
coin.
It can, Mike. You need to turn your thing to always at the end of your
Okay.
turn. I
I'll
don't.
press always.
What-
Okay, change applied.
what
And
do-
then I'm gonna try to undo this. Okay, good.
And then you can undo now.
Nice. There you go.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna-
I am gonna be very curious how this game actually breaks down. But it looks, I think Darklings are taking last, and then I think it's between Lumen and Chris for the win, but I don't know for sure.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. I'm not sure what I am supposed to do here. Well,
Well, I
I
will never
definitely am going to
feel
build
bad
one.
about not knowing what to do with nomads ever again if Chris Ho doesn't know what to do.
I mean, I need to build some trading posts up here. Mike want that space. Maybe he's coming to me. I guess I just build one. I overbuild this, which makes the fire 2 pretty dubious. Well, no, maybe not dubious, because I'm getting that town no matter what up there. So no matter what, I can get the. Okay, so no, never mind. It's not dubious. It's fine. So no matter what, I can build this here. So do I give Lumen? Oh, Lumen can't even accept power, so this is just the best right here to do it here. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. I am unfortunately overcharged.
So do I? I'm not sure if going for a town up there is even worth it. Maybe it's not.
Given everything you've built, I'd be a bit surprised if that's the case.
So this is interesting. So I'm gonna throw a 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm gonna need 2 shipping. I actually don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, this temple, this having to do another temple on the south was not good at all.
I'm a bit surprised, yeah, you built the other temple actually, but
I mean, it was because I didn't undo the other error. I didn't want to do like this. Threw away too many workers.
so you didn't want to build the temple at all, or like what?
No, I wanted to. I didn't want to have all my trading posts accounted for in the south. I wanted to.
Oh, gotcha. So you wanted to have the flexibility up north, okay? But you still,
Yeah.
I see. I'm just more surprised that you built another temple this round. I would not have taken one
Yeah.
or two, but
Looks like Mike is forcing my first move of round 6.
No.
So this is the question here. Should I throw a priest? I'm creating 2 priests next round, right? So should I throw a priest to the tracks and forego one? I think the answer
Compared
is
to just
no.
taking a single step. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take a single step on Earth here. Gives me the 2 powers, which is like a coin. Ties me on with Darklings. It doesn't like lock in anything, but I think it's what we're going to go ahead and go for here.
So I don't have enough workers for next round. I got to build a little here. I
Yeah.
screwed up this finish.
And you want to, what did you mess up? Because you don't have enough workers, so I agree. So are you regretting the Water 2 temple because of the worker cost?
Yeah, it was because the location of the last trading post in the south, and then kind of screwing up after that.
So you keep saying that, but that's not going to solve your worker issue.
I wanted
You're
a
still building the
stronghold
same
up top.
stuff.
I wanted
Oh,
a stronghold
okay.
up top and not this other temple.
Okay. There we go.
The stronghold up top with saving on that temple, I potentially get a town up there. But so it goes.
I see.
And
'Cause, yeah,
it's 4 points
you
better.
do
as a
have
strong.
cult. I see. You do have 2 cult digs. I forgot. I was like, how are you still like trying to dig this out? But okay.
Got cultics.
You do have cult digs.
So I could take a 5-power priest now and finish water, which might be worth doing. Think about it. I mean, it's a big swing versus Lumen, so we might do that.
Wow.
That's quite
Damn, I didn't
aggressive.
see that.
I was about
Instead
to
of
say, yeah, Mike spending 2 points here and building Water 2 just to
you
take.
have tunnels, right?
Yeah, I can't.
I
This
do.
can't be worth it in my opinion. But yeah.
Well, now I'll rethink it then. Let's see.
No, I mean
mean,
you probably have to finish it off now. I'm just saying, even the Water 2 decision still just seems really dubious to me. I get that it allowed you to build another trading post, I guess, but
Yeah, if I leave it like fine, I won't do it. But if I leave it like this,
no,
then
you should do
forcing
it.
Lumen to do something with his first
No,
move
just
could
take
be
it.
good.
Ryan's
Just
trying
take
to
it.
sneak in second place here, is
I
what's
get it, I
happening.
get
No, you're fine to just take it. It's not even that. I literally, it's just one of those decisions. Like, I'm curious how you think building a temple for Water 2 and a 5-power priest that you
All right,
paid
I've
2
said
points for.
several times that I didn't really want to do the extra temple, and the
Well,
reason I
you
did is
still,
because I screwed up the location.
I still don't understand how that leads you to building a temple you don't want. That's what it has
Because I didn't
never
want to
made sense.
do the stronghold down there where it couldn't lead to a town.
Okay.
I really thought taking that priest would give me enough to outstall you, and very, very good job. And for the viewers too, like Mike made my life miserable. He didn't build this or this for so long, this in particular, right?
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, I don't want you getting the 2 workers. So.
yeah, exactly. And so he did a fantastic job doing that, and he made me build the expensive trading post, which I really didn't want to do. So, very well done, across the board there by Mike. Yeah, there's not much else to say about that. Just a really strong play there. So we're gonna pass, and we're gonna pass for 1, 2. Gets the spade.
Do you need the spade?
It doesn't hurt him.
Yeah, it could be useful.
And it probably opens up yellow somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, he
it does.
He does need the spade. Never mind. I was like, he has a cult dig and a sand blast. But
Yeah.
he does need one more hex then.
Don't be so hesitant saying it, Ryan. It's a sandblast. It's a goddamn sandblast.
It is.
It's a sandblast.
It is fun. It is fun. All right, yeah, we're getting into the final little bit here.
Deciding what I need. I think it's probably coins and convert to a worker.
Yeah, see, so I really thought I was going to be able to get that, but passing after Mike and Mike having just like an absurd economy there was pretty challenging to deal with. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, it didn't work out. But I was really like, it goes back to that last round there where people were asking me why I didn't take the 2 worker power action, but that was that's the reason. Was trying to get into the right order there.
So with this one, I can mess with that yellow and force a little more from Chris. I don't see anywhere else where I could use it productively. Get rid of this blue if I think Lumen's in a better spot. Undo this blue I created. Lumen's.
I already have 1 more hex than I need.
Yeah, you got a
So.
lot of places to go. Yeah, I'll write this wrong. Maybe I don't mind Chris coming through. We'll see.
Fair enough.
That's wrong.
All right. So now the next thing. I don't actually think I need to take the coins, but giving the coins to Lewin feels so wrong when he's going for 5 ship plans, but I just don't need him.
Oh man.
Oh baby, Lumen. Oh baby.
Yeah, that's good for me.
What am I doing with him? Anybody
I
have
mean, I can take the coins and risk losing water.
Yeah, that's. I was gonna say you were. Yeah, I knew you were planning to send priest to water, but like I'm pretty sure.
No,
leaving
not
you
Priest of Water, Stronghold Water 3.
Oh, Sanctuary Water 3. Yeah, duh.
Yeah, Sanctuary Water 3.
Yeah. Look, I just keep looking at it, and I just keep like, no, I don't have any. I have no good answer for how the hell I'm gonna make use of the coins. So
Let's see. If I don't take Water 3, what in the world am I going to take?
Oh yeah, maybe someone else gets the coins.
So Weber, you're correct. I could advance ship a bunch in order to try to reach more hexes, but I tried to do the math on that, and it's just so ugly because I got to get to like 3 shipping in order to expand, and then by that point I barely have priests to dig, and so it is not more efficient than just digging a couple of dwellings here, but it's a pretty meager end game from me.
You do have quite a bit of points. Maybe you might have enough of a lead on me. I don't know.
We'll
Do you have enough of a
see. So
lead
the
on
thing
me?
is, like, I'm gonna end the game at like a 110 to 120, but it's classic. It's the classic Earth 1, Water 1, Darklings where I played no cults and I have like no network. So how is 120s gonna win the game? I don't think it will.
Still
But
think you're beating me on network. I don't see how you're not.
so that might be true. So fine, I get 6 points on network, but I'm still like upper 120s now. Is upper 120s winning this game? I'd be
Huh.
very surprised.
So my math is that I want to be competing with Chris Ho and not Mike.
I'm
And
on it.
then if I lose points on water, those can be made up partially by contesting fire a bit more with the favor and
No, please give me my pity 2 points on fire track for no effort. I need some
and
cult
then
points.
also I can take a slightly better town, probably a town coming with less resources to get my 2 ships.
So if I
So-
don't lock up water at that move, do you still take it anyway?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I figured I'll just seal it up. So yeah, the talk giveth and taketh for me this game because I took a cautionary move because of Ryan's talk, and then I let something float for way too long because of Chris's talk, and paid the price for that one. Because I there was no business with me not connecting here. There was no reason.
It turned out
At
they
that
were
point.
gonna leave connection open to you, and then I agree. I was shocked that you continued to
So
leave it.
I mean, Chris, it was definitely on your radar. This A7, 1, 2, 3.
Of course, he mentioned at the
This was
start of
on
the
my
round. He just said he didn't need to
yeah
prioritize it over Water 1 and his other stuff, and then
Yeah.
he still had a
Nice, okay.
sand.
yeah, and then
He still had a sandblast left, and you just didn't respect that. Like I don't know what you
yeah.
thought he
So
was gonna do.
I definitely wanted water one more than to stop your connection, like without one shadow of a doubt. And then by the time I had water one, exactly, it was still there. So yeah, and so so do I want which town do I want? So is Mike ever building another? Mike's got water too, so I'm never beating him on Earth.
As for Weber, Mike having 3 cults is a bit absurd, but is also dope. You are correct. Mike's game plan of rushing the 2 key town in round 3 definitely paid off in that aspect, at least. I do think it cost himself network stuff, so was the trade-off in the end worth it? But he could have got both, and so I think
I should have gotten through.
yeah. But yeah, the 2
So,
key town grab was very good.
I have a question for you guys here. Do you guys take when you guys go ahead and finish your town here? Do you guys take the 11-point town or the 8 one with the called steps?
I mean, it really depends. So, like, 2 cult tracks being completely full and 2 being 1 priest away from full leans me towards the one with cults on it. But you also want to see, like, who do you think else is taking that cult town? And ideas like that.
I would just take the 11-pointer because how many points? The 8-pointer is not possibly worth 11 to you, right? It's worth 8, 2 power, and I guess it's worth 10 points and 2 power. So 10 points and 2 power maybe is worth it compared to 11 points.
I think it's very close. I'm gonna go ahead and just
It also depends on who else you think wants an 11 pointer or an 8 pointer. Yeah.
I'm just gonna take the 11. I think it's pretty close though. I actually I don't think either is wrong.
The more I
For the
looked at it,
viewers.
I agree with you. It's again, I'll admit, like, I'm not fighting you on cults, right? So the 8 pointer definitely gets you 2 more cult points, and then it gets you 2 power. So essentially, it's 2 power worth a point to you, and that's, I don't know.
So I thought I'd have some kind of pointier town, but I don't.
Ooh, I did the wrong thing there too. Whoops. Sorry, everybody.
What?
It's just a
in what way?
slight little thing. I should have taken a power action first, because I think I
Okay.
actually would be willing to pay a pretty obscene number of points for power here, but
Interesting. Oh, Danny in Twitch chat wants you to build a bridge for connection, and
Oh!
that's pretty
Yeah.
spicy.
The zero
Bridge is
ship plan,
100% the plan for connection. It's way better.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I wanted to do though is take the bridge and then still get the priest power action, because that would be even better.
Yeah,
I
then you get
think
the one more
I-
dig and the one more line down.
Yeah.
I
But-
think I am just sanctuarying here, though.
The bridge is absolutely just better than shipping. I mean, shipping is a priest and 4 coins for 2 points, but a priest is already just 2 points for me, so I'm definitely taking a bridge. I just don't think there's any threat on it, so.
Yep, there is no threat.
But yes, the plan is to have a very pretty 0 ship Darklings game while still connecting, because, yeah. The real question, chat, does the bridge go on the upper part or the lower part? Which is more aesthetically pleasing?
Oh, it would have been really cool. It would have been really cool if you did bridge here, here, and here. Oh, that would have been sick.
You are right. That's true. All right, Danny B is a fan of the lower bridge for aesthetic reasons. I think I lean that way too, but I don't know. I don't think Nerd keeps in the chat today. He's been busy this
my gosh,
weekend.
if I had enough time to figure out exactly what power manipulation I should do here, I would, but it's like hard. Okay. I think Power Town is how I go here.
Oh boy.
Because I actually don't need the priest as 2 points anywhere. I'm pretty sure my priest is never worth 2 points.
Oh yeah, and you still want to advance ship twice, right?
Yeah. I don't get enough power from the 8 pointer. I only need 1 power from it, which is really too sad. And 2 workers does do it for me, but I think this is a tiny bit more flexible.
Makes sense.
Probably worth it on that.
Makes sense.
Looks like you're getting popular with the spam bots here.
Yeah.
That's how you know you made it.
That's why smart people have bots that would have found Mike earlier and kicked him out for posting links, but
I was wondering if Chris might dig there, but priest makes sense to Earth. I probably should have sent a priest to Earth earlier.
all right, Danny B, you got outruled. I'm sorry. Too many people said the upper bridge was better.
Nice.
I think I agree the upper one.
So Ryan's got can't build again, right?
I need 2
For
more
what it's worth.
powers so I can take a priest action. But yes, the answer is I cannot build again. I am pretty much just gonna dig and then pass.
Yeah.
Or I guess I could send the priest to fire just to annoy you, but that doesn't seem worthwhile while you still have priests.
Yeah.
I'm the
Yeah, so
only
given
one with
that-
shipping still.
Yeah, throw away
Given
things, so
given
good.
that given here that I built another temple, guys, Fire 2 is definitely wrong. I overbuilt every town. Fire 2 is just atrocious. If you know,
You
if
got timing on some stuff, Chris.
fair enough, but if we're playing async or something like that, and like we can like really figure out what I'm gonna need, yeah, God, Fire 2 is so bad. Air 1, I essentially the way you should look at it, this guys, is like I was never going to get points in that round 4, but I was going to get 8 points. Yeah, so I just sacrificed 8 points for Air 1 to maybe get slightly better towns, I think, and maybe I don't remember exactly how it happened. If I had to do some like really really terrible conversions to build this trading post here, maybe I would have. I would have to look back at the game, but I think we can safely say Fire 2 was just a trash decision. Unfortunately.
This is crazy, but I think I'm supposed to accept this ridiculous leech.
What are you up to now? One more dwelling?
Yeah, he immediately gets the priest. Yeah, so I think this is
Oh,
correct.
okay.
It's 5 points
think
that I'm
it's
throwing away, but the thing is I get another dwelling, and the dwelling's 5 points, so the whole package is like a 7-point thing, and so I'm paying 5 points to get 7, I think. Well, and I'm paying a resource, so I guess it's really only a net 1 point, but I guess netting a point is still worth it. It still feels so wrong. I don't feel good about this.
Yeah, I guess you did need the dig.
The math says it's right, but yeah, I don't. Anyhow, yeah, I do agree, Lewin. It is it's pretty crazy that up until that move, you were the only person that had shipping this game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get that one faction is dwarves, but still,
I have shipping.
I mean, that's fair. You literally just want to cross the river. How is that possible without shipping? Yeah. Can't argue with that. All right, so I do get to low 130s. So Chris, you might be right. Maybe I am still second here. I still don't think I'm winning, but maybe nobody has a 130s game in them. I'm pretty sure Lumen does, but I don't know.
I feel like I did enough, but maybe I didn't.
I just haven't done any of the counting. It's too hard to count and like figure all that kind of stuff out and chat about the game. I think so.
Oh wow, actually, yeah, I don't know. I might have won this, which is absurd. I thought it was going so poorly.
I think you made a really good adjustment round 2, right? To get to that sanctuary 3 dwellings. Obviously, round 1 was a disaster, but it was just like a very sharp. You did everything that you need to do here to turn it around. I really liked it.
Oh
to be
wait,
honest.
Lumen has Air 1 though. I think I forgot the Air 1. It's very close. Lumen, you
Ryan,
can't.
I protected you from yourself.
You can't say shh.
What do you mean? Like, of course I can't. People know what my moves are. If you can't count, we don't need to count out loud.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Oh, I forgot you're building some dwellings too that are still
Yeah,
worth 1
I have
max.
more
Yeah,
dwellings.
Lumen's definitely 1. Never mind. Lumen's 1. Lumen definitely has this. I missed the Air 1 points, and I missed the fact that he still had Earth 1 backed
I
dwellings.
didn't do any of my dwelling building yet. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a pretty safe Mermaids win. Second place is a real fight still, but I think Chris probably still has me too, which makes sense. And dwarves are still.
Oh, Mike, get out of there!
What?
Damn it, Mike.
Gotta go somewhere.
Yeah. I at least do hit like mid 130s though, so it is a reasonable game for me. But yeah, understandably, it is not a win because yeah, it still was too much.
I needed to see that air. I needed to see that error 1 was better. If I'm ending here with 113 instead of 105, I feel a lot better.
Mm. Yeah, it was a tough call at the time, but yeah, I agree, I guess.
5-power
It's
priest,
just
Mike. Don't make
this.
me do it.
Oh no. Where else am I going with this?
The chat likes you, Chris, though. They're glad you were here and they're
Use
giving
it
you
as a
some
tunnel
kudos.
thing
Tunnel
for all
thing?
the tunneling you can do.
Yeah,
Well,
I will admit
Oh, damn it.
Mike's economy is pretty absurd, right? Like he has 11 coins and 2 workers here that are just not needed, and he already has built 15 structures. Like he still
yeah,
had,
if I get through the top, I think I'm still in it. Maybe I win. I should have not floated that.
yeah. It turns out that apparently taking the green was fine because you still were going to be allowed to connect. But yeah, like
Yeah, and I just punted it later.
yeah. I would have prioritized connection here over like everything. But I think I was a little too paranoid with Nomad Stronghold that would kill me. Because he admittedly chose not to like immediately go after you, which is fair. I do think he had to prioritize his own game over just killing you. But I'm always paranoid when somebody has Giants Stronghold or Nomad Stronghold. Like,
So now let's see.
Yeah.
Like the cutting me off did get. Let's assume we would have tied anyway. So it got Nomads 3 points versus me, possibly, but it also gave, I guess, 6 points to both blue and black, right? So does that turn out to be good? Looks like it's good for them.
It's definitely
So I
good.
don't know if it was right
It's definitely good
right or
for
wrong,
blue.
though.
Well, I do think it's just maybe his best spot to build his town though, too, honestly. Because he knows he's still gonna get neighbors up over there. I'm not sure where else he's supposed to carve it out
Mhm.
this game. With like, where else did you want him to do it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, are we tying,
Oh,
Chris?
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, it looks like it.
We're short of the outright win.
Oh yes,
it's
the
not.
1 power short. Ah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
I didn't.
Okay.
That's crazy.
So I
Man,
should have taken the 7-pointer. Wow.
So it worked out.
dang, I bungled the air 1 so badly. That's the
Well, but
that's
Lubin,
the
you got so many enough extra resources, right? I don't think it matters, right? Like you'd have 1 more point on the town, but 1 less resource point.
No, I wouldn't have 1 less resource point.
Oh, because you do have 2 extra coins. I see. Yeah.
yeah.
You're literally the 1 power. You have okay.
So my
Nope.
regret
We're
is
still
like,
all experts.
because Ryan, I mean, I listened to Ryan's warning and I took the south green out of tempo, I guess. If I just let him have that, I still get a town down there. It just cost me a triple dig, and I had all these cult digs I didn't know what to do with. So I could have just ignored him and gotten the town there later and
Man,
focused on getting through at that point.
Love the sound of that.
So
I would gladly throw away 6 network points here to have had a 3rd town and just more dwelling spots.
I don't know if you're getting a 3rd town anyway, because you're building so much to get west and then
I easily
advancing
get it.
ship,
I
and then
get a 3rd town. That's fine. I guarantee
I don't know.
get it.
I mean, Chris, I have one question for you. Now that this game has happened, how do you feel about your 3rd dwelling choice of northeast versus south center? I think it turns out both of them probably just didn't matter much.
I think
Yeah,
South
I think
Center.
it just.
I think South Center's a little tricky for him, just because he
This
does.
is
He does. I don't know if it helps with town, and then the connection. He has to dig a hex that.
so one thing that is cool here is I connected on 1 ship, which was why this was so important. Because I was planning on just absolutely smashing trading posts around 5, right? And so
Yeah.
and I did end up being.
Chris, are you there?
Something else, right? I advanced it once, and so I think it's yeah. I'm honestly, I think it's I think this was fine. Sometimes this becomes a town too, right? Depending on how the game goes. If I ever dig this, or if I don't go stronghold in round 2,
Or
then,
you bridge
yeah.
across, right? You have that northern one gives you the option for a 2 dig and a bridge town, which is also totally fine. But yeah, I agree. You definitely have
Yeah, and
flexibility for towns up there.
so for instance, this has 7 power and this has 7 power, right? And Fire 2 is terrible, but say I had a little bit of extra time and just didn't take this and saw this earlier, this would be a fantastic 4-town Nomads game, actually, right? I had the extra like time and tempo and stuff like this, if I had a little bit more economy and say I didn't want to do the extra temples or something like that, like I could maybe have done this instead.
It's so I agree.
That's a lot.
You technically have a line towards it, but it's tough because you're also gonna give up the round 3 town then. So I don't think this is probably a 4-town game for you in ways that make sense, but it technically could have been. The game I briefly pulled up where I said I had a nice Nomads game and I was checking where I started was a nice 4-town game on this map. Because yeah, if you get early Stronghold, stuff can go well for Nomads. I was excited to see a good Mermaids game though, so yeah, nicely done, Lumen.
Yeah, Lumen, you're supposed to win if I don't screw up my cults at the end. So I kind of handed the tie to both of you.
Well, but
It's all right.
as you say, Mike, though, you not connecting I think helps Lumen a lot more than anybody though too.
Well, I mean, given that was an earlier error from me.
Well,
Well,
that's 6
so
points,
but
right?
Well, sure, it's 6 points. Yeah, I don't know.
And
There's
only 3 difference between me and Nomads. Nomads only increase on me by 6 or by 3.
Yeah, but I had all the
Sure,
time in
but
the world to
that's-
send a priest to
that's-
Earth and just finish that.
all
That's
of these
4
are
points for Nomads.
all of these are fluctuations though too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting 4th no matter what at that point.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, no.
Actually, I'm very happy with how the game went. In all honesty, except for the Fire 2 decision, I feel very good about everything else. Fire 2
I
decision
feel
was
mostly good
just
about
definitely
my
wrong in
game
retrospect.
I regret.
Yeah.
I regret my bid. That's pretty much all I regret.
Yeah.
Even though
your round 2 game plan was so strong. Coming out of like the disaster round 1, your round 2 game plan was just so strong. Getting workers priest and then just going for it. It was really good.
even though it claims I was able to throw a lot of points away for Leech, that was a lot of late, very painful accepts.
I mean, the Leech. This is the fun part of this map too. Like the Leech numbers are enormous compared to like a base map game, and this is just normal Fjords stuff.
Exactly. I do. This is a lot of why I love Fjords as well. I really do love this central fighting. I love the increased Leech numbers. I just find it way more interesting. It's my main, like Fire and Ice already has a little bit too little like Leech and territory type stuff, and then it's really why I don't like Loot Lakes. I think the Leech on Lakes is pretty bad, which I think is unexciting. But
Felt like it was right for me not to give Black a power in round 1. I feel like if Ryan gets his round 1 Sanctuary, like that's 8 points from this score, or 9 points from this score. Or no,
no,
4 points better, right?
Well, no,
'Cause you
because
had
I
the
got
power.
round 2 Sanctuary, so like the points isn't that much different, right? Because I scored
yeah.
scored it during the round instead of on the pass in round 1.
Yeah,
Now
but the economy boost then, yeah.
the economy boost is definitely there. I'd have an extra priest. I'd have an extra favor early. The snowball would have been different and interesting, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It maybe isn't as big of a difference as I make it out to be. But at the same time, it was tough. Like, I don't think I ever took a coins action this game either, which I believe is true, and it was also painful. Yeah, it is true. You guys all got 2.
You had the opportunity to.
I turned it down right at the end, but I did not otherwise.
Let's just speak about that.
I really
you turned it down in round 2 as well, right? For the priests and workers, which was definitely correct.
It was definitely correct to end that round, but that's true. The only other time I had power this game was round 2 for that stuff, and then I did have power in round. When was that? Round 4? Yeah, round 4 I decided to build this bridge, which is part of what meant that I couldn't open coins at the start of 5. So, but yeah, it was a bit painful. The power was not coming except for during the trading post round, but that's fine. And then yeah, Mike, dwarves are good on this map though. We bid them down, and he did lose, but it's mostly because I think we bid them down all assuming they were essentially going to win or tie network, which they.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I would have prioritized the center hexes sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Mike building up for the town and going for the cults, and then also prioritizing the other town. That's why I was so shocked when he prioritized that. I was like, if you're already prioritizing another town, I think you gotta prioritize expanding on this map more than he did.
Well, I mean,
but to be fair,
I felt there was enough room to get through in the north, which there was, and I just let it.
Yeah, I agree.
away.
It turns out your read was right. You were actually going to get away with it all. Although at the same time, you also are a little fortunate that Chris Ho decided to prioritize towns and other stuff too, because he could have prioritized just killing you. Which maybe doesn't make much sense, but it depends on where his read is on the game, right? Like I still think it's a little risky the entire time. but
Mhm.
Yeah, this was such a fun game. I think there's a couple different things. I was really actually hoping at the very end. I thought that there was a chance that I would get one more 4 for 3, and if I get that one more 4 for 3, I get the extra 2 coins I need for 5 power, which is just this one last dwelling right here on the top right, which is why I dug this one instead of this.
Mhm.
And so I give up 3 points for the final 4 points, the 4-point dwelling, which would have been a cool way to win it. But yeah, there were so many cool spots in this game. I think even Mike's decision to build that TP early, right? Like so many different, and Rainer's decision to throw Priest to Earth instead of Dig the first round, which I actually think ended up being correct.
I
But
think it's probably
was
right.
yeah,
Darkling's
It's-
first priest on the cult is so good.
that priest is so it's 3 power and so many coins and an eventual spade. It's really hard to pass up that cult economy. What was
exactly.
painful still, I still, even round 1 though, yeah, if I could have just built 1 dwelling, that would have been nice too. But yeah, whatever. Again, I still wound up with a good enough game. Just paid a little too much points probably, and or
Yeah.
didn't quite break my way, but that's what happens. So
Yeah, fantastic game, both guys.
Yep.
Yeah, good game, everyone.
yeah, ultimately this was another fun one, another wild thing, and a tie at the top. So. And fun to see mermaids on this map. Like I'm not always sure what the mermaids game plan is. And
I'm glad it did work out here, more or less.
I was about to say you settled for 2 towns, which I think is often probably what you're supposed to do with mermaids on this map. But so then where did all your points come from? I guess partly starting
So
at 30.
starting at 30 is a big one. I got 24 off of Earth 1. I got 8 off of Air 2. So my favor tile points look fine. I didn't do terribly on the rounds. I'm only 7 to 10 behind all of you on the rounds. I obviously bombed the ship tile twice for 24. And just network and cheap cult points, I think, make up the rest of my stuff.
Yeah, but going to ship 5 and hitting the ship tile a couple times. Yep, that's pretty classic mermaids. So yeah, okay. Anyhow, thanks Chris Ho for jumping in, and hopefully we'll keep these more or less weekly and have you around in the future for some of them too. And yeah, I don't know. I don't have much else to say.
Yeah, so happy to be here. Thanks for having me on, and yeah, I'd love to do it again in the future when you guys cycle through it. That's awesome
Yep.
stuff.
And Ryan, thanks for picking up the hosting duties. I definitely wouldn't be able to do it as well as you are doing it right now.
All right. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
I think it's partly just the scheduling, as you said too. It's a little tricky right now to track everybody down. So yeah, we'll keep it going. And thanks for kind of passing the torch. Any
Yep.
final comments from anybody else?
Wonderful game, guys. Have a great day, everyone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah, likewise.
All right. Awesome. Thanks all for joining me, and thanks as usual for all the chat and everybody. And we are heading off. See you all around.